Digital photography made simple.
Hello and welcome back to D1to1. We're the photo guys, and on this segment we want to show you how to photograph a great close-up of someone's face.
We're going to get really close. We're going to have some great techniques to show you.
And to show you that sweet spot in creating a great composition in a close-up.
We're going to show you two images of a close-up, before and afters, how to make a great composition.
And we've got some great shots of Santino to show you.
Oh, Ken, that's not a great shot of me.
Yeah, you know, I stepped in a little too close with the wide-angle lens, and I think I should have came back a little bit on it.
That nose is starting to look a little too big.
So I have another one to show you, and here what I actually did is I used the telephoto and zoomed in while I physically moved back to get a better shot of you. Knowing how to use that zoom correctly is really important when taking close-ups. As you saw, I used the wide angle and I stepped in and gave Santino a hell of a distorted face. It wasn't the greatest shot. So by using my zoom and using the telephoto part of it and then physically moving in for my focus, I got a great shot.
You don't have to worry. Sometimes if you don't get that quite right perspective or right focal length, give yourself a little room, because later on you could do it in editing your program and get that right crop that you need.
One of the important things to think like a photographer, especially when taking a close-up portrait, is to see the character in someone's face. And Santino's got a lot of character, especially with that beard, and I wanted to grab that perfect shot to show that character of what he's about. And he's had that face for a long time, and that beard's got to be shot right.
You got to capture the character.
Now, one of the things about a great close-up is character, as Santino stated. And as photographers, it's our job to find that great character in someone. And in that serious sort of a portrait I shot of Santino earlier, the good one we liked, there's great character in that shot, but it has this great stoic feeling. Now, I did that because I used the longest part of my zoom, that telephoto, but I zoomed out as far as I could, because basically I actually physically moved in and out till I let that framing be exactly where I wanted, and then I focused from there. But let's take advantage of his character in a different way, and we can go to that wide angle and actually use the distortion to our advantage. We have a couple of samples of Santino, and we used this character of his face in a more animated way, and we did that with our wide angle lens. In our first shot, we can see that I have too much nose, because what's happening is that part of his face is distracting from really who he is. But in the second shot, we kind of found a balance between all the pieces of who he is and his character and created this wonderful animated image, and at the same time, you really know it's him. The thing about great close-up portraits, especially when emphasizing someone's character, is understanding when it's a distraction and where we're actually adding to the shot. And framing is everything when it comes to that. Find the great character, frame it out right, and get the shot that really emphasizes what that person's about, whether it's animated or not. It's about the framing that you bring into that close-up image.
Now, for beginners out there, we want to make sure you don't lose the concept of getting too close by cropping too tight. Give yourself a little bit of room, especially when you're changing a pose or an angle on a subject, because you can crop afterwards in your editing program.
Now, we know we want character in the face, but we have a few more interesting tips to show you and share with you what makes an interesting shot for a close-up. One being eye contact. Great eye contact is for a great close-up.
Don't forget about your rule of thirds. Proportion them out. This way your composition looks much more interesting.
And let's take advantage of some shadows. If somebody wants to hold something in front of their face and we want to get a close-up, use those shadows to your advantage.
And if you have any props like a wine glass, that's a much more interesting shot. It tells something about that character.
And other family members. Put more than one person in a shot, like a father and son. So go out there and take some fun close-up shots, whether you're going to throw some distortion into them or you're going to take some serious close-up shots. The thing is, it's giving you a consistent edge and getting you away from being just a snapshot shooter.
That's what we try to do here at D1to1. We teach you one thing at a time, master it. This way you become a more creative photographer. So remember, for the best tips in digital photography, look to us here on D1to1.